Hey YouTube, it's picture time. I was out yesterday after bass fishing. Did catch a couple of 2 to 3 pounders, which was nice. But I had the camera in the car and decided to go chase the sunset. And of course, this is what I found: more chemtrailers, chem clowns, as I affectionately call them. Uh, and I observed these guys. They lined up from east to west and positioned themselves with the prevailing wind in such a way that their aerosol blew from the south to the north, but landed nicely right in front of the sunset. But as you can see, the sunset here, I mean, the first part I would focus on would be right here. There's something not right there. And that's naked eye. If you're out there in the field, you're going to see that, and that's what you're going to begin to look at and point your camera at. So anyway, got a lot of just pretty much rapid fired away at the sunset to get a little bit of a sequence of movements. So let me just go on through these. So you can see something developing here. Chemtrails are pretty thick at this point. So for anything to even be shining through there, it's got to be relatively bright. And you can see now the sun's moving downwards. This object is moving up. So they're about they're on a movement to bypass one another. So that same picture, a little bit of filtering there. Whoops, sorry. Let me zoom out a little bit. But you can see right here, infrared. Zoom back up. So you get a sense that it is moving up. Right now it's flush with the sun on the bottom. Put some black in there, see what happens. Yeah. And what's interesting about the chemtrails is they have that striped pattern to them, which if Nibiru has atmosphere stripes, it's a perfect match and a perfect camouflage to cover that planet, because the chemtrails do exactly the same thing. Those chemtrails, I tell you, whoever thought those things up, genius. Evil genius, but genius. So now you can see this is infrared. Either that or blue, I'm not sure which. You got a very, very bright cap right here. This looks like a light bulb. Still moving up towards the sun. Sun's coming down. Look at now, they're both almost together. It's almost one continuous light. Some slight separation there. Boom, now they're connected. Both lights are connected as one. Believing this here is Nibiru, Planet X, the Great Unknown, whatever you want to call it, and the sun is coming around here. Now this is with heavy chemtrails. I mean, so that's definitely reflecting some serious sunlight. Like to provide more detail, but go talk to your local chemtrail agent about that. There's nothing I can do. Look at this. Watch. So if we go to library, let's see if it gives us the information we need. Of course not. I have to scroll down here. 7:30, 20. Yeah, and that's a golden hour for anybody out hunting for PX. Is about 7:20 to 7:40. Look at the sun or south of the sun, because I believe there's multiples out there, multiple objects. One appears south of the sun, and the other is within the sun's corona. You got to wear glasses or whatever. That's the challenge, is trying to look through a viewfinder at the bright sun at magnification. It does your eye no good. So 7:30 here, and then boom. So we just went from the bottom down here. Now it's above the sun. There it is right there. Here's the sun, and there's PX. And that was, let's see, let's check the time again. So we went from 7:30:28 to 7:31:20. So yeah, that's about right. With the sun moving down and PX moving up against it, behind it, about a minute and some. The change from top to bottom. Bottom, top, and then I'll just go through the rest of the sequence. We can watch it unfold here. Let's go back to develop, because I need to zoom out. Zoom. Yeah, and if you're going to shoot the sun with a digital SLR, I recommend you shoot on manual. You're going to have to stop down. You're going to have to underexpose by about 2 to 3 f-stops. Otherwise it's going to get washed out, and you'll get probably some flaring and bad lens effects. This is a different camera, by the way. This is a totally different camera body with a 70 to 200 millimeter zoom. I didn't want to use the telephoto just because I had it's a 300 millimeter telephoto with a teleconverter. So that could produce, flaring, ghosting, other aberrations. So I decided to not use that yesterday, but still getting results here. Still getting results. I am 98.9% sure Planet X is out there. I mean, what am I looking at here, guys? Really? Here's the sun, and here's PX popping above it. Right through the chemtrails, too. Thick chemtrails. I mean, you can only imagine if we had a clear view of that, what it may look like. Next photo, I'm going to just keep rifling through here. Clouds in front, PX up here, sun below. Now that you're going to see more separation between the two. As the sun goes down, PX continues to rise. One thing, too, Planet X or any other cometary body, it doesn't tend to move like the sun. If you see it in the sky, it'll go from brilliant to less brilliant. It'll go to visible to maybe a smudge, and what it does is tend to just disappear in the background, and that's what happens as the Earth turns and the sun's rays move across the object. It just appears to fade away. It doesn't necessarily give you a visual setting like the bright sun does. So let's see. Like I said, I just rapid fired a bunch of these, but the advantage of that was to show us that it opened up at the bottom of the sun, and now it migrated behind the sun, and now it's above the sun and bright enough to make it through those chemtrails. And you could see that zebra stripe kind of camo effect, right? So if that was the planet, and the chemtrails seem to have that same texture to them. course, my opinions are pure speculation because I can't get any of the chemtrail aficionados to give me a call and give me the true facts. So I have to fill in the blanks. We've all seen that pattern before, that kind of etched pattern on other photos, previous work that's been done here. It's an important topic, guys, otherwise I wouldn't be wasting my time chasing sunsets day in and day out. That's back to the infrared. Looks like the old computer's slowing down here. Zoom in and see. You almost get a half moon effect here. Same here. So it's sun's reflection off PX, and then PX reflecting above it into the clouds. Back out. Did seem to have, I had mentioned there was more than one potential out there. I mean, who knows much about Planet X? I mean, if it does in fact roll around every 4,000 years, we only have historical records to rely on. So we don't know if it's one, two, several objects. But we did seem to be getting something over here. There's the primary object there. And the Lightroom really helps, especially if you can bring in darks and excuse me, play around with the recovery and things like that, and fill lights, and just helps some of the obscure background to fade away and bring out the primary object. But you can see double bands there. again, this is super thick chem spray, so just the fact that you're seeing anything is, I think, pretty impressive. That however bright that object is able to blast through those chemtrails. Sun's down here now, pretty much. I'd have to check the sunset time, but I'd assume it's pretty much set by now. Let me see, library. Going here. Capture 7:38. Yeah, that's. I think sunset yesterday was maybe around 7:40. So. And just keep rifling through. There's more photos. Still got that up there. You can see that striation in there from the chemtrail. But, everything's pretty much sun's got to be set, and things are fading to the background now. A little bit out. Put some black in there. But it's there. It's back there. It's definitely giving off reflective sunlight. And I think, let's see. This is a wider angle for sure. Scroll. Yeah, it's still there. Sun's now set. And I believe PX is now faded to background. I don't see it in any more of. Tell you, if chemtrails are good for anything, they can enhance the sunset nicely. I'll give them that much. But given a choice, I'd prefer a natural sunset. Look at this thing. Look at this cloud. So yeah, that's pretty much it. PX has left the scene at this shoot, but I think the important thing is how the sequence started with Planet X below the sun dropping on the horizon, PX rising up and behind it. And let's see, so we get a good sense of movement. That's the only problem with digital stills is if you don't have a long string sequence of photographs, you don't really get any idea of the movement. But I think this outing I did. Again, you can see below. Let's add a little black and see if that helps us at all. Not too much. So we're below here. Still below, and then boom, above. So that sequence, that few minute sequence right there tells us sun coming down, Planet X right here, it's kind of a half a crescent. Still below, zoom in a little bit. Boom, above. So that's it, guys. It's like, what do you do with this information? I mean, this is obviously serious business, and we're being told nothing about it. Prepare in whatever way you can. I would suggest you draw nigh to Jesus, priority one. Okay, because who knows what this thing may or may not do, how it'll affect the Earth. I think we all know it's already affected it to some degree with the 7 and 8 level Richter scale earthquakes, the tsunamis. Unfortunately, that may just be a small foretaste of what PX has to offer us. So, get right spiritually, and hey, listen, I'm preaching to myself as much as I'm preaching to you. Get right with God, and do whatever physical preparations you can, and keep looking up. I appreciate anybody else who's got cameras and willing to do and pitch in some, confirm some of this work. I'll go back out with the 300 millimeter lens again, and I want to run some tandem video at the same time. After a point, the equipment load gets to be so much you almost need a Sherpa or helper to help you move some of this stuff. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. Over and out. Peace. Bye.